Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is for you when you do see this back on replay. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Welcome in if you are live, and please hit that like button as you enter. This is a last minute live. I just had to really force myself to do this live today. I kind of just been lounging and just resting my body because I did a lot of work in the garden yesterday. I do want to do a garden video. I'm just trying to work up the courage to do one like a garden live. But also, I did get something in the mail. I did get something in the mail from one of you guys here. And I'm gonna have to work on this tomorrow. Today was I got this yesterday, but today was just dreary, rainy, off and on. So I didn't want to go out in the garden. I just didn't have the energy to do it, honestly. But this came to me a while back, and I'm just checking my P.O. box because no one really sends me anything. And like if somebody say I'm going to send you something, I guess I think, well, they're not going to send it or whatever. So I don't check the P.O. box. But this person kept their word and they sent this to me. And I'm so glad that they wrapped it well because it would absolutely be dead had they not done that. And so to you, Kathy, I want to say thank you for sending me this. And all day, even though I've been laying in the bed, I have been researching. I have my tablet where I'm just writing stuff down because I want to learn everything I can learn about this particular plant, because they say it can be kind of invasive at times. So this is definitely going to help my journey in growing things that I've never grown before, because that's what I said I wanted to do this year. We're going to get into the weather, but this plant, right, you can barely see it. But anyway, trust me when I say this plant right here, this is a comfrey that Kathy propagated from her yard. And I will definitely be figuring out where I want to plant it. And that's why I was like looking into, the best place to plant it and all that stuff. And I think I know where I'm going to put it because I won't care if it fills out over there or not. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Black's Tropical Homestead. Hey, Randy. Hey, Shatika. How are you? I'm good. I'm good, soul sister. Hey, East Dad. Yeah, I've been looking at people do the salve. I saw one lady, she did lotion with it. I'm looking forward to growing it and see what I can make from it. So I want to talk about the weather because the weather has been really weird here. Like it's been hot. It's been like close to 80, if not 80 degrees for over a week and a half now. And then all of a sudden today, it's not like super cold, but it is colder than it has been in a while. And then I look, oh, it's a lot of really, really bad weather happening. I have some TikTok videos I want to show you guys of what's been happening today. But first, we're going to get into the news article of it all. So, of course, they're calling this a once in a generation extreme weather, but I think I've done plenty of stories where they always call it a once in a generation extreme weather. And I guess they have to keep saying that because it seems like every time a system rolls up, it's worse than the one before. So I'm guessing that is why. So this all started today with the outbreak of the tornadoes. They said that the wind gusts were up to 50 miles per hour in certain locations, and that there were about 65 million Americans across 13 states from Texas to Ohio that would be experiencing this. So this is what a lot of people have been experiencing today. I know that my husband, who was taking a load to Oregon, but it's where the way he had to go, he actually had to go into California, which is the place that he does not care to go to at all. But he ran into snow on that trip. So it says a tornado watch is in place for Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, and northwest Missouri on Wednesday morning. At least 2 tornadoes have already been reported in Missouri on Wednesday morning. Again, I will have video. There's a rare high risk, a level 5 of 5 warning for destructive storms, which could bring strong, long track tornadoes of EF3 plus strength, very large hail up to the size of tennis balls, and destructive winds greater than 70 miles per hour. Anytime I hear hail size of tennis balls, I always think about that movie. I can't think of the name of it, where it just started snowing in places it shouldn't have been snowing in, and then hailing in places, and how big the hail was, and it was like killing people. Every storm gets worse and worse, they say, and that seems to be the case. So they said Wednesday's high risk area spans Jonesboro, Arkansas, to Memphis, Tennessee, to Paducah, Kentucky. The high risk lasts from Wednesday afternoon until midnight, so they're still in the thick of it. A level 505 high risk is issued less than 1% of days. People within the area are 3 times more likely to be hit by a tornado than a 1 in 5 risk area. A level 4 or 5 warning is in effect from Little Rock, Arkansas, to Louisville, Kentucky. And here's the graph. So they say they're concerned for people's safety, of course, especially in overnight, because you know it's hard to see things, and you never know when something is happening. It's usually happening at nighttime, so you're sleeping. Sorry, y'all. I've been outside all yesterday, and that pollen, I think that's what had me down today. That pollen is so thick. But when things are happening overnight, we need a way to stay in the know. So that's why I put up there ways that you can be prepared before that storm hit, be prepared during the storm, and be prepared after the storm is done. Now, I don't know anybody that's 100%, not to say that there aren't people, because I'm pretty sure there are, but 100% good on everything, because depending on what that storm is, how strong that storm is, and where exactly that storm hits, determines how you survive after the fact and during that storm, actually. So I jotted down some things just so I don't forget. But my main thing is to make sure that you have a weather radio. And make sure your weather radio has the batteries in it that it needs, if it needs batteries, or that it is charged, or that it is, plugged in. But if you lose power, having that backup weather radio that does all 3 of what I just said, or at least 2, you have at least a way to still get your news. I wrote down, and I want y'all to write in the comments how you prepare for when a storm is coming. I'm live. And depending on the storm, of course, you always want to make sure you got shelf-stable food. You want to make sure you have water. You want to make sure you have your, if you know ahead of time, make sure you have your medication, prescription, non-prescription medication. Make sure you have a plan in place of where you will go if you have to leave your home. And making sure your family also knows that same plan. I already mentioned the weather radio. Having batteries that actually work, because we stock batteries and we forget about them, but making sure that the batteries are still good is also important as well. And having a waterproof container for maybe some of your food that you want to just keep set aside in case you have to grab a go bag. You can just grab that too and go, but it's waterproof. In the meantime, the thing is keeping things dry and keeping yourself dry. Did the medication. Of course, backup power. That includes having your flashlights. Or if you want to use candles, you can use candles. If you want to use the solar lights that you put in the garden, you can use those as well. Just make sure you remember to have them out in the sunniest area and bring them in to use at night, especially if you have kids and don't want to be using like candles around the children. If you have backup power, making sure if it's solar that everything is charged up. I showed y'all the last time I did a video like this. I keep mine charged up and I definitely check it at least twice a month. And I have multiple. So if one is running low, I still have another one. And I have one that can actually run refrigerator, whatever. But if you have a generator that's gas, making sure you have the fuel for that. And if you know a storm is coming, having fuel for your generator as well as your vehicles in case you have to make a mad dash. You don't want to be riding on E. Well, I'll get gas in the morning or whatever. You don't know if the power is out, those pumps are not working. So, and not just the pumps not working, the ATM machine is not working. So making sure you have a little bit of cash. If you don't want to have a lot of cash on you, a little bit of cash in case that's your way of having to buy something, because people can still ring up stuff, but they may be going back to the olden days of ringing that stuff up. So it may be jotting it down. They may have to jot it down like this, and God help us if they do, because half of them can't count. Stop saying, but half of them can't count your change back to you. But definitely think of ways that will make it easier for you when the storm is coming, so it'll lessen the anxiety that you do experience, because a lot of people do have that anxiety, especially if it's a real bad storm. Even a regular storm nowadays is not even regular. Like it be rumbling and rolling like a tornado is coming, and it's not a tornado. So I just wanted to cover that quickly. I don't want to be on here all night. I'm gonna mosey on over to the videos, and we can watch a few of the videos of what's been going on today around the US, other than Liberation Day. But I do encourage you guys to please stock up your homes. I know some people say, well, if I'm stocking up my homes and then my house is blown down, I don't have my stuff. Well, you don't know if your house is going to blow down. It could come down your street and miss your house. At least you have it. Okay. Hey, Happy Mac, how are you? Hey, Lydia, how are you? Let's see.
Yeah, the street signs as they start to, gosh, just cross the road. How fast is this tornado moving? What?
50 miles per hour.
50 miles an hour?
40. Wow.
This is a monster. And look at the horizontal rain,
goodness.
the wind, all the rotation inside this cell.
This is Indianapolis, Minnesota.
It makes me nervous when a speed pauses like that.
Just cross the road right there.
And look, you can see how the street signs as they start to, gosh, just cross the road. How fast is this tornado moving? What?
50 miles per hour.
50 miles an hour.
We have a very concerning forecast of a 4-day weather event that starts tonight. The overnight
4 days. So flooding is going to be an issue for a lot of people. So having waterproof majority, if not all of your things, is important, or at least the things that are sitting lower. Like my stuff is in my basement. Most of my stuff is in my basement, and things that are on the bottom, they're either in jars or they're in 5-gallon containers with lids that are on them. Of course, during Hurricane Helene, the water came rushing into our basement. Thankfully, it was not super duper high, but it came into my husband's garage. It had to have been at least 2 feet, because you got to step up at least 1 to 2 feet to get in from the garage into the house. And the water went into my son's room down there and into my food pantry. And like I said, things on the bottom, even where I keep my tissue and, my toilet paper and my paper towels, I don't keep them directly on the floor. I have something down on the floor and then I keep it on top of that. So thankfully it didn't like rise up above that. And then how my husband built the shelves in my pantry. If you've seen my pantry, he doesn't have anything down low. The last shelf is at least 1.5 feet or whatever from the floor. So that helped as well.
Tonight, when you're sleeping, looks like it could be very dangerous, especially if you're in Western Kentucky. Every risk is on the table, from high winds to tornadoes, EF2s or larger, to hail to dangerous thunderstorms. If you are not in a safe space for high winds, for severe thunderstorms, go stay with someone else tonight. If you are staying at home, make sure you have an emergency kit in case you need it throughout the night. And then as we move through the next 4 days, we are going to see the most rain that many parts of Western Kentucky have seen in a long time in a short period. So significant concerns about flooding, especially in areas that don't normally flood. In this risk zone, you see cities like Owensboro, Bowling Green, and Louisville. So everybody out there, be careful. We have a very
a storm system will be stalled the next.
A tornado outbreak is expected Wednesday into Wednesday night as a rare high risk is issued by the Storm Prediction Center. Numerous tornadoes appear likely, and some multiple long track EF3, EF4, EF5 tornadoes will be possible. Highest threat includes Indianapolis, Louisville, Memphis, and Little Rock. Please have multiple ways to get warnings, as many of you will be sleeping when the severe weather strikes. Storms will already be ongoing early Wednesday, but the main show will occur late Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night as this line moves east. Please don't let your guard down as the threat for severe weather continues across the same areas Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So any recovery is going to be tough.
Look at all the rain too, gosh. And we're in a zone.
Look at this. Oh my goodness, that's a tornado, I think. That looks like it's down. Can we route the? Yeah, okay. Let's see. I've got.
There it is. Let's get some clearing.
Okay, look at this. That's a tornado.
Yep.
Look at the size of that thing. Can we also route this so I can
looking right
telestrate
at
on it? I'm like, oh, I guess we don't need to telestrate now. Hey, let's see if we can get Brandon in here. I know you're a little bit busy right now, Brandon, but talk about this storm and this huge tornado that you see at a distance. I understand if he's busy, by the way.
But there it is.
A tornado
That's
outbreak.
just how easy it pops up on you. I can't do it. So definitely have.
So let's talk about the line of storms. It blew through Oklahoma City just a little bit ago here. You see video of the lightning flashing. They had ping pong ball or golf ball size hail. Then up in Kansas, at least 2 reported tornadoes. That video from Salina, and they can see the winds kind of blowing. Along that line, they've had 80-mile-per-hour winds. We've got tornado watches in place from Missouri down through the Ozarks and northwestern Arkansas into eastern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas. That line keeps marching east. St. Louis, it will hit. And then by the time we hit 7 p.m., we're going to get it here in Memphis up to, say, Paducah. But even Indianapolis will be getting storms. And then we'll move it just a little to the east before it kind of stalls out. We'll get to that part. But focused on the tornado part, that red area and then the hot pink area, those are the spots where you could see strong tornadoes. We're talking EF3 or greater all the way through Arkansas, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, up into southern Indiana. Wanted to just point out, though, the second and equally as important, particularly dangerous situation, flood watch. That's where we're talking about days of rain. So let's talk about the line of storms. It blew through Oklahoma City.
Trying to find my, okay, there we go. So yeah, that's what's happening in the weather. And another thing to think about too, for those of us who are actually growing our garden, is where you're going to place your garden on your property before, like if you just move to your homestead or whatever, wherever you're living. Before we even did that, I was growing in buckets because I didn't know where the water is going to come in, how the water is going to move on the property. Those are some really important things to know when you're thinking about growing and growing a lot. Like I said, I made this statement at the end of last year that I was going to try to grow more than I've grown ever since 2020. That doesn't mean I'm going to grow a whole lot of different things that I absolutely know nothing about, but I do want to grow some things that I know nothing about, but I have to learn about it. My husband called me not too long ago. It's like, hey, beautiful, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm studying, I'm learning. He started having, he doesn't realize how much, he just thinks I go out and do stuff. If it's something that I've not done before, I do so much homework on it that it's ridiculous. Like, I'm going to do it regardless, but I at least want to know the basics of what I'm getting myself into. Like, if I didn't watch any videos on people growing comfrey, if I didn't, read about comfrey, the things that people don't tell you in the videos, then I would be like blindly planting something that could just take over my whole yard. So knowing what you're growing is just as important as knowing where you're going to grow it and how you're going to grow it. So, but I do encourage you guys to drop that seed today so that you can grow your food tomorrow. And you probably say, well, I ain't gonna be eating that food tomorrow. No, but you will be eating that food tomorrow, and you'll be thanking yourself for it. Because if you look at the prices of food in the store now, and even if you're just growing simple stuff like bell peppers and tomatoes, I find those to be really simple and easy to grow. The price of those things are going to rise. Some of them have already started rising, but with this being Liberation Day, more and more food products are going to go up because we import a lot of food as well. So take that into, your thought process of, well, it's too much work to do this or do that. It's very peaceful to do it. And it saves you money down the road. If you think about buying a pack of seeds, whether you get it from the dollar store for $1.25 or, dollar, or for a whole $1, not the 25 cents if you go to Dollar General. So you can get it from Dollar General for $1 as well. But whatever your seed packets cost you, $2, $3, you get so much more food in that little tiny packet, even though it may be just a little bit of seeds. But one tomato plant can yield you a lot of tomatoes. One bell pepper, one jalapeno plant can yield you a lot. So you don't have to plant, 5 cucumber seeds if you don't want to. You can still get a lot of cucumbers. You can still, get a lot of those things that you want that your family already eats. So think about starting that garden. I encourage you to start your garden. If you don't know, find out. Okay, because that's what I did. I didn't know anything in 2020. I just started, and then I started looking into it. So I'm trying to be better at than I was in 2020. Hey, ARG, how are you? Exactly, Deidre. Better to have it than to need it. Exactly. And I feel that way about food, That's life. And you want to have it, but you want to have the best of it, because the things that, we can go to the farmer's market. And I was one that would say, if you don't want to grow, support your local farmer. And I still say that, but I also say we need to be asking that local farmer, so how do you grow your food? We need to know their practices, because everybody does not grow the same. People do have different methods of growing, and some people like using chemicals. So, that's something you need to check into. Veronica says, my fruit trees are sprouting now, and I purchased them 3 weeks ago. And that is absolutely awesome. And just because, some people say pluck the blossoms off, don't take it the first year. I say leave them on. Who cares? I mean, leave them on, see what happens. We tend to follow things to the T. Sometimes we just got to step out of the box and see what happens. It's not going to hurt anything if they produce fruit or don't produce fruit. Just as long as it's producing eventually, you're not just growing a bunch of leaves and all of that stuff. Because usually if you're growing a bunch of leaves and you're not getting fruit, is something missing in your soil. Your tree needs something. Did I miss something? Hey, Happy Mac. I hate. Sounds good at night. I've never heard a tornado warning in person, and I hope well, no, I take that back. Yes, I did. I was delivering for Uber Eats. That was my first time this year before I stopped doing it. I was delivering. I don't even know the name of this little town. I guess that's why I heard it, because it was a little town. And I just delivered at somebody's house. And I was like, first I was like, what is that? You know, I've heard it on TV and stuff like that. But when you hear it in person, it's totally different. And at first I was like, okay, that's a weird sounding fire truck. And then I realized, no, this is a freaking tornado warning going off. I had never heard it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't grow up in like little rural small towns, but yeah, they actually, most of them do have those. And it was weird. I was like, okay, gotta go, gotta get out of here. Hey, get your garden on. Who got a gift from Nancy? I got a gift from Kathy. I got these beautiful, and I didn't want to take them out because I'm like, I looked at the date on the box. It said 3/17, and y'all, I just checked my P.O. box yesterday. And I'm so glad that she wrapped them the way, I wish y'all could see it, but my screen, let's see if I can change my screen. Backdrop. And of course, I can't figure out how to change this back. Okay, settings. Okay, so this is what I got. Hold on, let me get out. This is what I got from Kathy. This is the Comfrey, and I don't want to take it out. She has it wrapped in a plastic bag, and then in that plastic bag she has which I kind of tore a little bit, but that's the tape that she had on there. She has this Ziploc bag that is sitting in to keep it moist, and it's cool, so it is definitely moist. And in looking into this Comfrey, I was like, oh, I should do just a whole separate video on Comfrey. Like, I'm not an expert, but you know, when I learn stuff, I like to share it when I learn stuff. I'm nervous about planting it, just knowing, and I'm holding it like Roots, you know, like the, let me stop. Most of y'all might not know about that movie Roots, when he held the baby up like this right here. I think every family does that now though. But anyway, I didn't know about these, but now I know about these. I'm nervous about putting this in the ground, but I want what they produce. I want all of that for the soil. I want that soil to be healthy, but y'all, I grow in beds. So I'm like, there is an area that's not a bed, but it is a bed, but it's like an in-ground. So I could put it there and grow it. And then when I do like chop and drop, I could take the leaves and put it either in my compost and stir it up and make the soil better there. And then I could maybe then put it in my raised beds, but I'm not going to put this in my raised bed at all. So I'll be figuring it out. I'll be figuring it out. Yeah, I'm excited about that. You know, I don't get a lot of gifts, and that is an amazing gift to get because that's the gift that keeps on giving. He just keeps on giving. But I did find out that although you can, some people do take it internally, you probably shouldn't take it internally or sparingly if you do, because it could cause liver damage and cancer, they say. You know, I don't know, but it does have a lot of healing properties, and that's what I'm looking for, the healing properties of it, because you can do ointments, you can do lotion. It's good for it. Well, actually, I found out that the real name of it is knit bone. It's called knit bone because it heals your bones, like if you have a broken bone and stuff like that. People say that it heals it and whatnot. I actually had a video on that. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it. Oh no, here it is. Hold on, let me share it so you can hear what the guy said. I know you can't believe everything you hear, but this is why you don't just take one person's word for it. Okay. Get this to play. I don't think that was the one I was looking for. Hold on.
So this is the Comfrey plant. Look at this plant right here, right?
I don't know if y'all watch his channel. I love his channel.
So I learned about this plant as being a miracle plant from this YouTube video, man. Check this out. Hold on.
Not many people have this plant, but this plant.
Oh, what happened?
So this is the Comfrey plant. Look at this plant right here, right? So I learned about this plant as being a miracle plant from this YouTube video, man. Check this out. Hold on.
Not many people have this plant, but this plant, brother, I tell you, this is a miracle worker. This here plant is a miracle worker. And I can tell you this one from experience, personal experience. This plant is called Comfrey. I use this to heal my son's broken leg.
No way. That's crazy, right? So this is my nephew, Jaquan, and he tore his meniscus. And so I gave him this Comfrey plant to put on the injury of his knee. Tell him what happened.
So yeah, I was playing basketball. I took a hard fall and I ended up tearing my meniscus. You know, I went to the doctors and they said that I could possibly require surgery or whatnot. And then, you know, I came to my uncle Jabez, you know, and he gave me the Comfrey plant and I wrapped it around my knee for about a week straight, every morning and every night. And then a week later, you know, I was back walking perfectly fine and everything, you know, nothing bothering me and doing great.
This is what I'm saying. And our son Supreme broke his toe. We was putting it on his toe snapped back. This is a miracle plant. I'm giving this one away. If you live in Miami and you want this plant.
So we're here with a few of my prettiest Comfrey plants. Comfrey is a great plant to have in your garden, specifically underneath your fruit trees. It sends a huge taproot straight down into the soil, 10 to 20.
And that's what I've been hearing people say, that it works really good for your fruit trees. Like if you either grow it underneath your fruit trees or if you grow it somewhere else, you know, do a chop and drop, but drop it over where your fruit trees are, and it's good for the soil. And I know that it has the taproot that he was about to talk about that goes down, you know, 10, 15, 20 feet. So it's going to be hard to dig out if you try to dig it out. I have been looking and looking and looking all day long, and I'm telling you, the notes that I have on this thing is crazy. They say the roots and the leaves contain allantoin, which helps your new skin cells grow, and also helps with sunburn and other things, inflammation. Like I said, you could do the ointments with it. It's good for fractures, for sprains, for strains, for osteoarthritis. some benefits are soil health, natural mulch is good for your soil. Your plants will thrive because of the nutrients that the actual plant can reach that the other plants can't reach. So that's why I really wanted it. Also, and to, just try something medicinally, which I have not done before ever. So I'm definitely gonna have to get some books on that. It has magnesium, calcium, and a whole lot of other nutrients in it. Again, like I said, a lot of people say don't take it internally, but some people say they have taken it internally, but sparingly, because it can cause liver issues. And definitely you can use this as a comfrey tea, which I was, when I see people talking about, oh, comfrey tea. I'm like, what in the heck is comfrey tea? So I just asked when I think I was in Broke Farmers Live. I just asked, what is comfrey tea? I want to know what everybody's talking about. Give me the tea. So, they broke it down to me what it was. And I was like, ever since then, I was like, oh, I want me some of this comfrey tea. And somebody was in the live and was like, I'll send it to you. And Kathy sent it to me. And I'm so happy that I have this now, that I can grow it and, share it if anybody needs some down the road, if I can grow it. And I should be able to grow it, because from what I'm hearing, it's not very difficult to grow it. It's more difficult to get rid of it than it is to grow it. So
5 reasons why you need to be growing Comfrey in your yard.
Comfrey is a very nutrient-dense plant. It's able to pull nutrients from deep in the soil up to the surface, and now that nutrients is readily available in the leaves of the plant. This has many purposes, such as medicinal. You can use it as a poultice or make a salve, and apply topically for natural healing. The diversity of this plant is so wide. Comfrey is amazing for your yard. It's a wonderful compost addition, bringing nutrients to your soil. It can be used as a mulch and a chop and drop plant. That means you can just grow it, break off some leaves, and throw it on the ground right where it's at. And Comfrey does well in all soil types, so it doesn't matter where you are, you can grow it. Comfrey can be used as fodder for feeding your animals.
yeah, that's
a good
another
nutrient-dense
thing.
food.
See how it has up here, goats, rabbits, chickens, pigs, duck, sheep, cows, they all can use this as fodder, like not as their main diet, but definitely as a supplement for their diet.
And my animals all love it. The leaves are covered in a little hair, so if you wilt it first, your animals may find it more palatable. But mine really don't care. And Comfrey grows really fast. With all of its uses, it's really nice to have it readily available. It pops up.
Now that's making me want rabbits again.
So we're here with a few.
Hey guys! So Comfrey, it contains a growth stimulant, so that means it stimulates rapid. So Comfrey, it contains a growth stimulant, so that means it stimulates rapid healing in bone, in ligament, in tendons, in muscles, in skin, so any area. So you might have Comfrey, and if you do have a Comfrey plant, you use the leaves in the spring and the summer where all the healing properties are going into the new growth, and in the winter you use the root because the healing properties go down into the root. The plant usually dies off in the winter. So when I've needed to use it in the winter, I just dig up the root and I grate it very, very finely. Goes sort of almost like chewing gum, because Comfrey has a lubricant in it, so it's very good for joint areas. So if you don't have the Comfrey, you can get the Comfrey cream. So Comfrey.
Well, you guys, I really messed up.
And people
I
do
hurt my knee
sell
at
it.
work. I tore my meniscus. I've been taking NSAIDs for pain and swelling, but this is the other thing that I've been using. It's from Benapure. It's a natural herbal comfrey salve. Okay, so here's the ingredients on the bag. It has a lot of your good oils, carrier oils, and then it's got some other things in there: peppermint, lang lang, juniper for pain and swelling. The Comfrey is also known as knit bone because it has an affinity for mending together bone and ligamentous tissue.
Okay, so also I got some products in from, let me turn my camera back on. I got some products in from Black's Tropical Homestead, and from, if I'm pretty sure all y'all know about them. If you don't, you need to find out. Okay, you need to find out. So what did I get? I got a yam. Y'all know I can't see. I got my light down low. So I got this paint away oil here. This really works. This really works. It has the ingredients in it. I literally have to put my camera on my phone so I can see it. Okay, so the ingredients is castor oil, magnesium, cayenne pepper, garlic, and some other herbs in here. This really, really does work. I use it on my sciatica nerve, my lower back. And when I tell you it allows me to sleep, it allows me to sleep. Okay. And then the other thing I got was, hold on, like I said, I got to use my, so I haven't tried this yet. This is the magnesium butter. This right here, I'm going to apply a little bit to my feet. I'm ready to try this right here because it's supposed to pull some things out of your body. So I'm ready to try that, but I haven't tried it yet. And then I have tried the, what's this one? Where is the name? Oh, it's right here on top. Wild Yam Cream. See if you can see that right there. This right here is a cute little bottle. Listen, you don't need but a pea size of it. You don't need but a pea size. It looked like I haven't even used it, but you just take a little bit of it. Ooh, that's all you need. That's all you need. And put it where you're hurting at. It works. It works. And it helps with your hormones as well. And I need that because, you know, I will snap on somebody real quick. I will snap on them real quick. But I used it on my my wrist because I'd be having carpal tunnel from typing and writing and all this other stuff. But yeah, it does work. And I like these products, and it made me more interested in the things that I grow. Because sometimes I grow stuff, like I grow flowers, and I'm like, I just look at them because they're pretty. But I can use them medicinally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to get some books and look into that. And I'm going to be strategic in the future about the things that I'm growing. Yeah. Oh, you did? That's awesome. I think you're going to love it. I love the look of them. I mean, I love the little flowers that they put off, and lavender, anything is very, very pretty. And they say that the bees really do enjoy them. So but I'm really, this came in right after my husband left. I really was getting these for him. These things I was really getting for him. But the yam cream, wild yam cream, I was getting for me. But the magnesium butter and this, especially this pain away, I really, even though I'd be suffering with pain from lupus and fibromyalgia and arthritis, I was really getting these for him because his pain, it just be so bad sometimes you can like barely touch him, and especially his feet. So I don't know how I'm gonna get these on his feet, but I'm gonna get this magnesium butter on his feet when he come back. Oh yeah, I like watching him too. Comfrey is. How are you doing yours? How are you doing yours? Are you because I watched a few people do like the one lady, she did lotion with hers. But she just did one jar, her whole entire family. She has a lot of kids. They used that one jar, and she made hers with tallow. And I'm like, oh, I've never done tallow. That's not been something that I've been wanting to do. Like, it scares me, the thought to try to do that. But the goal is to step out of our comfort zone. So, well, I say our, I mean me. So I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone. I've never done that. I've seen people do it. And I don't think it's something that I can't do. I get nervous about doing stuff until I do it. Just like when I first started canning, it took me forever to can. And I was like, because I would talk myself out of it. Oh, I can't can. I don't know how to can. And honestly, Homestead Heart made it very easy for me because I had my books. I do say, whatever you're going to do, get you a few books, because you want to make sure if you're watching somebody, they may veer from it because they've been doing it so long. And, this is how they do it. But you want to know how to do it the right way before you start veering off into the easier way to do it. But I learned from Homestead Heart, Granny Karma Homestead. I mean, a few other people I can't think of right now, but definitely canning was very intimidating to me, thinking about a huge canner and all that goes with it. So I didn't start with meats because I felt like that would be very complicated. So I started with, jellies and jams. Okay. I think my first canning experience was it strawberry jelly or was it the grape? I think it was strawberry jelly was my first canning adventure. And to make it even worse, because it's a lot of pressure when you are recording yourself doing these videos. Some say, well, do it without recording. I'm like, nope, I'm going to do it. I'm going to record it, and show that it can be easy. You can overcome that fear. That anxiety can leave you. But did it leave me right away? No, it did not. I was nervous the whole time I made that video. And then when I made the grape jelly, and I'm using grape juice to make the grape jelly. So yeah, but I enjoyed those experiences. I'm enjoying everything about learning to homestead, learning to garden, learning to can, learning to now try to grow things that I can put in my medicine cabinet which I don't have a medicine cabinet, but i.e. medicine cabinet, for if we need it down the road or whatever. Like I do shea butter. I do make the shea butter myself and add herbs to it, jojoba or rosemary or whatever. My kids love it. My son loves it for his hair. My daughter loves it for her skin. But yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more. As my husband say, learning, learning. Yeah, you're never too old to learn. That's my thing. As long as you're still living, you can always learn from somebody. If you think you know everything, then you don't know nothing. Because I'm willing, I just be nervous to do stuff. So I don't know. Beef tallow down the road, maybe. Right now, probably not. Because I'm thinking I could make something with the comfrey and infuse it into the shea would be a safer way for me, because I'm nervous about even messing with the beef fat and all of that stuff. And the minute I say to my family, oh, this is beef fat, they're not going to put that on their body. But yet we use stuff all the time that have animal products in it when we use makeup, etc. But then when you tell them that you just did this with beef tallow, they're going to look at you like, are you crazy? I'm not rubbing no beef grease on my face. But, you know, just keeping it real. Hey, Money, how are you? Yeah, and just the beauty of it, the leaves are really pretty to me. Hey, Bertha, how are you? Thank you, Carol. So I was supposed to put my garden video up today. I didn't finish editing it till, it was a decent time, but I just like, I'm not going to put it up today because I don't know if I'm able to get in the comments and stuff. So I said, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. But yeah, I was out in that garden for a good while yesterday because I had found a lot of busted bags and stuff at Lowe's the night before. So I was adding soil because I said I wasn't going to add soil to it, mainly because soil costs so much now. But I went and I found those busted bags and I added some soil. But I was trying to figure out also, not figure out, but I needed to get my beds right as far as them staying moist because I had been wetting the beds down, and then I realized, oh, you don't have enough peat moss in your beds to keep the moisture in, because I put the lava rock, the azomite in, and that's good for your drainage and all of that stuff. But I needed more peat moss, which I had peat moss. I don't know why I didn't put extra in, but I did that all yesterday. So, but I haven't planted out. I was going to plant out yesterday. I ended up not doing it because it's like I have to check the weather 2-3 times a day because that thing be changing up. And it was just, I was like, okay, we're going to be having some 30s here, not freezing, but still, I'm like, y'all know peppers want that soil to be 60 and above at least, or 65 and above. And I'm like, I'm not going to put my tomatoes and stuff out, even though I'm ready to kick them out. I already kicked them out the house, but they're in the greenhouse now. And I don't have a huge greenhouse, so I can't put everything in the greenhouse. So that's another wish list right there. I need to get a greenhouse. I contact this company, but they ain't never contact me back. So I'm waiting to see if they want to sponsor me on that greenhouse. So I think I know where I want to put it, but I have one more huge bed I got to get together. All my beds are done and just waiting for the plants, but I got to wait for my last frost date is April 9th. And of course, let me check my weather right now. It's probably changed up again. And because it's annoying to me that where I'm at in North Carolina, they changed me to, not just me, but they changed us to 8A. And I came from zone 8A, but that was in South Carolina. So I don't know why they put up here at 8A because we do not have an extended growing season. I mean, we have a good growing season, but it's not like in 8A South Carolina. So let's see. We got rain in the forecast here up until 12. And it's been doing that off and on all day. And then tomorrow, because I'm only like 58 minutes or so from Boone, North Carolina. So tonight is going to be 48. They took the 30s away. No, they moved the 30s till next week. So it's going to be, it was only 59 degrees today, and it was definitely, I could tell the difference in the temp. So I was like, okay, I brought my peppers in. I put some in the greenhouse and I put some in the basement. Even though my basement stay cool, it's not cold like outside. So what's tomorrow? Thursday, more rain. Not mad at the rain. High 79. Like I want to plant them out because, but I need some consistency when it comes to the lows. The highs are okay, but the lows is crazy because this week and this weekend we're 80s and 70s, upper 70s. But then next week, starting on Tuesday, our lows are at 40 degrees. And then 34, and then 40 and 43. So, and then the highs are only in the upper 50s. So I still can't plan out, even though that'll be past my frost date, which normally I always say, whatever your frost date is, try not to plan out for another week, you know, another 7 days, wait a whole another 7 days, because it's usually going to be some kind of freak frost that come in. That's why in one of my videos, I was like, no freaky frost, because it always comes in. So let's see, let me count the days. What's today's date? 2nd. So today's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So on April 9th, which is my last frost date, and you go, oh, I can plan out now. No, you can't, because it's going to be 34 degrees. It's going to be 34 degrees, and then 40 in the 40s the next 2 days after that. So this weather up here is crazy. I'm just so used to 8 South Carolina, even though I've been here for what, 3 years now? 4 years this year in September. But it's just hard to get used to this weather. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Kathy. I got those from Miss Kathy. Hey, Edward, how are you? I believe it. I believe it because if you think about some of the medications that are out there, they probably came up with that medicine from a plant, but then they use synthetic stuff or whatever they use, lab made stuff, instead of just using the plant, because they can profit off of that and they can't profit off the plant. So which is why I think sometimes they tell you don't do this or don't do that with this particular plant, because they know that that plant has healing properties. But be careful. Hey, Judy. Judy. Oh, okay. You answered me. Thank you. You infused in castor oil. I thought about that in other herbs, because I was like, okay, well, I can do shea butter, or I can do like olive oil or whatever, but castor oil will be great. That's a double whammy. Hey, Miss Ann, how are you today? Yeah, I have cold pressed castor oil. I can't remember the name. Is it Queen something? I can't remember the name of it. It's right on the side of my bed, because before I got that paint away oil, this right here, I was using the cold press on my sciatica, and it worked too. Just rub it directly on the spot. Now I was watching Black's Tropical, and she was saying to put castor oil in your navel. And I still haven't, I don't know, did she answer that? I still don't know why you do that. I still don't know why you do that. I don't know if she's still in here, but yeah. Hey, Martin, how are you? I sent another YouTuber a message because I want us to do a live together. I feel like she's more knowledgeable with gardening, but she's like me. She looks up everything. She want to know everything about something that she's doing or whatever. But I feel like that would be a great live to do. Hey Phyllis, how are you? Me personally, I'm doing okay. Now, I will say, because my daughter has really bad eczema to the point where it darkened her skin. Like if I look at her ear, she's supposed to be like my color and she's darker now because she's had it all over, even in her head. I mean, her hair on her scalp, to the point where her hair fell out and all of that stuff. So, but honestly, I don't think the eczema made her hair fall out like that. If I think about it real hard or not hard at all, we were recommended to go to this doctor, and not until after she saw my daughter, and then we were sitting in, the area that they put us in, I could see everything. And I don't recall this lady ever washing her hands in between going to patients with skin issues. And she already had eczema. And then because she had eczema and she was scratching, and that leaves your skin open, right? So I feel like she got something from there because it turned into some kind of fungal situation. I had to take her to the doctor after that, her pediatrician. And they were prescribing medication for her and stuff like that. I wish I knew about all of this stuff then. I wasn't gardening or doing any of this stuff or learning anything about anything. It was, well, they say you need to take this, so take this. They say you need to put this cream on, well, do that. So I wish I had my old computer. I don't even know if that thing would even turn on, but I had so many pictures on there where how it broke out, and it literally was spreading like from her head on down her neck. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening to my baby? And ever since then, it's like her hair, like even if it starts to heal, the fungal part of it is gone. Now it's just the eczema, but it's like her hair refuses to grow. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So the other day, and I didn't think about this, I hate that I did it. We laughed about it later after she fussed at me, but she was getting ready to go to work, and I was like, come here, let me put some stuff on your head. So normally I just put castor on her head, try to keep it, not dry. I don't know where it dawned on me to put this, because she always talk about how it hurt. So I'm like, okay, we're going to put some paint away on it. I forgot that this has cayenne pepper in it. Y'all. She sat there and let me do it. And then not even 2 minutes later, she said, I need something. What? She cussed me out, y'all. She did. She said, what the hell you put on my head, mama? I wasn't laughing at her. I was just like shocked or whatever. But she was like, this thing is burning. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, she's always scratching her head. Tommy, why did you? And I had to think about it. And I went and looked at the bottle. And I was like, oh, I said, it does have cayenne in it. She said, you over here putting peppers in my head. Putting peppers in my head. I said, baby girl, I am so sorry. I did not think about it. I was just thinking, how can I, you not hurt while you're at work with your scalp and all that stuff? Because she wear, hair piece. So she wear a wig because she's not comfortable enough to go out. But she walk around here without it. But I felt so bad. I felt so bad. She was like, I was thinking you was putting more castor oil on my hair. No, you put hot peppers on my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, I'll never put this on your head again. And we'll just stick with the cold pressed castor oil on your scalp. So definitely know what you're doing when you are applying these things and whatnot and what the ingredients are. Keep in mind, I just forgot. Yeah, ARG. I'm like, oh my God. Happy I didn't do it. Was not an intentional thing. She has forgiven me, but she did not let me live that down for that whole day. This was just the other day. Because she's been off for 2 days. So yeah, this was Monday, I believe. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm just trying to help her. But I do make the shade. She's the reason why I started doing the real shade, not the fake shade. Ordering the shade and using other things in it was for her skin, because she could put lotion on, don't matter what kind of lotion it is. And it was some cream that the doctor would always say, use this cortisone 10 thing. Do not, if you use it, don't use it for over 30 days, because I was doing that, but then I looked, like I said, I wasn't looking into these things then, but looking into it now, I know that you should not use that cortisone 10 for longer than 30-day period, because it has bad side effects to it or whatever. So yeah, I definitely try to look into stuff now before using it. And they like the shade, and they enjoy it. So did she take my shade? Oh, this thief. She's a thief in the night. So I guess I gotta make some more. Okay, I'm back. So I made some shea. I had 2 jars left. I made 6. I don't know what happened to all my jars. It's like they just disappear. What'd you say? You might want to try using castor oil infused with specific healing herbs. Like, yeah, that's what I do. I did rosemary. No, did I do rosemary last time or the time before? I did something different this time with the herb. So this is, oh, I did a video on this. My shea that I do. I didn't do one with the fragrance because she has very sensitive skin, but you can do these things with, the fragrant ones and stuff. But my son loved it for his hair. She loved it for her skin, but I love it for her hair and her skin. So I just feel like it's not enough. Something else. She needs something else. Hey, Phyllis. I didn't speak. I'm sorry. Hey, Cheyenne. How are you? Yeah, the crank weather radio would be good to have as well, not just the battery one. Do I have a crank? I had a crank. I might still have a crank. I don't know. Did I give that away? I can't remember. Because sometimes I think I gave my daughter something, but I can't remember if it was that or something else. My oldest daughter. I like to say I have 2 sets of kids. I have grown kids and I have these. Well, I can't say they're not grown because my youngest daughter is now she'll be 19 this month on the 18th. And then my youngest son He'll be 23 this year. Then my oldest daughter, she's in her 30s, and my oldest son is in his 30s. They're just a year apart. And then I have all these grandbabies. So I'm going to go ahead and get off. I said I wasn't going to be on here long and I start talking about Comfrey and start talking about everything else. But I'm definitely going to have to change up the title to this video. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that. Thank y'all for coming in. Please hit the like before you leave. If you want me to want to see more gardening videos or just us talk gardening and growing and whatever, let me know and I'll see if I can oblige. I just don't feel as comfortable because I don't feel like I'm as knowledgeable as I would want to be to do that. But we all can learn from each other, I'm pretty sure. So if that's something you're interested in, just let me know. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, I do have a video coming out that was supposed to come out today. Gardening video. So yeah, y'all. Oh, got a weather notification. What am I talking about? Rain is expected to start in 10 minutes and last for 28 minutes. Technology. Wow. Thank you, Happy Mac. I appreciate it. Medicated gold bond. Yeah, I think we probably use that. Also, Lisa, we use so many different things, but I also feel like once you use something over and over and over again, your body gets used to it and it doesn't react. It doesn't accept it as well as it did when you first started using it. It's like, oh, you thought you tricked me. No, I'm still here. So I think we overuse products and our bodies just get used to it. It's like anything else. You as well, Carolyn. Thank you, Lori Ann. I'll see you cousins in the next video. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you. Be the very best you that you could be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites Homestead. Okay, y'all stay safe. It's a wild, wild west out here now.